Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 41.6k subscribers. Let's get to 42k by the end of the month. Please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. But before we get started, I have to tell you guys about my friends over at Lear Capital. We all knew the market had to correct at some point, right? But nobody could have imagined what we're seeing today. COVID-19 is a human tragedy, and it's also an economic tragedy as the global economy is collapsing all around us. So how will the markets respond from this point forward? Many economists are predicting a third quarter recovery, but there's still so many unknowns that it's simply impossible to say. One thing is for sure though, you just can't flip a switch and expect everything to return to normal. But headlines are suggesting there's an upside, and the next upside is gold. If you want to make money in 2020, gold and silver are looking like a good bet according to Money Week, and that's why many Americans are making the decision to diversify into gold. Since 1997, Lear Capital has been America's top destination for gold, IRA, and precious metal sales. Mention this channel and receive a free silver coin with your first purchase. Call 800-819-2495 now. We will show you how easy it is to buy, sell, or trade your metals. Call 800-819-2495 now or submit a request from the link in the description. And there is a big election tomorrow, and not entirely a whole lot of people have been talking about it. There hasn't been that much buzz. But we do have a big consequential Alabama primary tomorrow that could headline the future of the Republican Party in the state. What direction do voters want to take? Do they want to take the establishment route, or do they want to take the more America First route? The bottom line here is you have a key election for Senate between Tommy Tuberville and Jeff Sessions. Tommy Tuberville was the football coach at Auburn for a very long time, as Jeff Sessions was the senator of Alabama for a very long time before he became the Attorney General. And we do know that Sessions has basically had a proven record. Tuberville hasn't really had much of a proven record, especially when it comes to things like conservatism, and I am going to talk about that. First of all, we do know that there is a number one issue in this race, and Sessions is trying to make it very key and large, because Sessions does not have Trump's endorsement. Sessions recused himself from the Russia investigation, most likely to save him because he knew that the left was going to come after him during the political plot, so he recused himself. Trump got mad about that and held the grudge ever since and fired him the day after the midterm elections. And I don't think Sessions was perfect as Attorney General. We clearly know that he helped orchestrate the bump stock ban, and I am not fine with that, but we do know that Tuberville is a lot worse in my opinion, and some people might not agree with what I have to say, but I really do believe that Sessions is the proven product. Tuberville is fake. We know he's fake for many reasons. Sessions has been a backer of the Trump America First, Make America Great Again agenda from day one. He was the first big-name senator to endorse the Trump campaign. He gave the Trump campaign a lot of legitimacy at a time when many people, even in the Republican Party, were laughing at it and seeing him as a joke. But you can see right here on this transcript, what you see is that Tuberville was talking about there are people that need to cross the border that need jobs. We want these people to come over here and get our jobs, and he wants them to come in and become citizens like we became citizens. He wants to give these voters amnesty. And it's ironic because Tuberville's not even from Alabama. He's a tourist, and he lives and he pays taxes and even votes in Florida. Well, we found out that was not entirely true, because Tommy Tuberville has not voted in 2010, 2012, 2014, or 2016. So he didn't even vote for Trump. And Sessions was the number one big backer of Trump early on in his campaign. So we clearly know that there is a disconnect there. As Tuberville was supporting amnesty, Sessions was endorsing Trump. Now Trump has turned around, stabbed Sessions in the back because he felt slighted, and now is endorsing Tuberville. But the bottom line is Trump endorsements are not the be-all and end-all of a candidate's chance to win. We saw this happen in Colorado's 3rd District, where Lauren Boebert won the primary. We saw this in North Carolina's, I believe it was the 11th District, where Madison Cawthorn won the primary. Two candidates that were not endorsed by Trump beat neocons that were endorsed by Trump. But the bottom line here is that this does come down to amnesty. Immigration, make no mistake, is the biggest issue and should be the biggest issue in the conservative movement, because all issues are downstream from immigration. Immigration gets to determine who exactly is in this country and who gets to vote and who gets to decide policy in this country. And most immigrants do not exactly share the same values that the Republican Party holds. Many immigrants support things like banning free speech, banning guns. They support a much larger government, things like socialist policies, even as you look at the majority of new immigrants in the 2020 primary voted for Bernie Sanders. And the bottom line is giving amnesty would be disastrous. Texas would basically be blue for quite a long time, for the foreseeable future, unless you have a major party realignment or the Republican Party moves far, far to the left on many issues. Texas would be blue in that situation, which would make it a lot harder for Republicans to actually win an election, especially as Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, potentially Florida, and many other states would go deeper into the pockets and hands of the Democrat Party as a power grab. Now, if you elect Tuberville, what he could potentially do is turn around and vote for amnesty, because that's what the big corporations want. They want to take in mass amounts of immigrants because they know it can boost the GDP numbers by 0.0000001%. And they would rather have that over the culture, the common culture of the American people. So these people are insane, and we know it, and they're working on the global agenda at our hands, and Tuberville is a product of that. Sessions has been fighting against it his whole entire Senate career. And we know this. Again, Tuberville is not even politically active. He's a puppet. He's easy to control. He didn't even vote in 2016. In fact, his voter registration was actually purged in August 2016 before the election due to inactivity. So we clearly know that he is sort of a fraud. He believes things that are not really in line with the Republican Party platform and goes against things that Sessions has been talking about for many years, which are the same things that Donald Trump has been talking about for many years. So Sessions will be that ally to Trump, even though some people will view it as a stab in the back type of thing, what happened when he was AG. And I wouldn't want Sessions to be AG. However, I would want Sessions in the Senate because he is a big immigration hawk, and that's what America needs at a time where America is changing vastly before our very eyes at the hands of the Democrat Party and the corporate global interests trying to get cheap labor to increase their profit margins while they don't care about the change in American culture as they sit in their mansions in 95% white neighborhoods. But the bottom line here is Trump made a very big mistake with his endorsement. Trump makes a lot of mistakes with his endorsements. It's the one massive criticism that I've had about Trump's presidency is his hirings and his endorsement game. It's pretty awful so far, and I would expect it to remain awful for the foreseeable future as he is compromising with the establishment. However, I do believe that his endorsements are not always the people that are going to win. And sometimes he will make a good endorsement. Brian Kemp in Georgia, great choice. Ron DeSantis in Florida, he really picked a star there. But the one major thing that we do know is that Sessions is very much in this race. If you look at a lot of the polling we've seen between Sessions and Tuberville, we can see here that even though Tuberville was up big time in the polls, even after Trump's endorsement, the gap has virtually closed between Sessions and Tuberville. This internal poll shows it within 6 points, and we definitely know that the polling for primaries, especially the Republican primary, they're not always accurate. So I do believe that this is going to go vastly down the wire. This is a much more localized race. I mean, for God's sakes, a lot of people in Alabama hate Auburn, and Tommy Tuberville was the football coach of Auburn for many, many years. So that very well could actually ironically play a big factor in this race. So it very well could go either way. It very well could go down the wire. The fact that Donald Trump has been attacking Sessions and the fact that he endorsed Tuberville may not exactly matter at the end of the day. Clearly, we know that Sessions has a big support base. In 2014, he won 98% of the vote in the state, although he did technically run undecided. He still got a lot of people in solidly majority black, majority Democrat counties to still vote for him anyways in the general election level. He does have a lot of localized support. It may not exactly show when it comes down to the early polling, but the late breakers very well could choose Sessions, as Sessions is a much more well-known, proven America First patriot that would represent Alabama in the United States Senate. And for conservatives that are worrying about who the nominee is actually having a chance to win, I would really tell them just that they really don't have anything to worry about. Doug Jones won in 2017. This is true. However, it was a very low turnout election. His candidate that he was running against was absolutely the worst candidate in arguably American history in Roy Moore. And he also got less votes in 2017 than Hillary Clinton got in the state in 2016. And I don't think she even came close to cracking 38, let alone 40%. So I really don't think that Doug Jones is really going to cross that 40% threshold. Even if he does manage to, it probably won't be by much, even if it is a little bit of a closer race. I mean, the guy literally voted to impeach Trump. So if somebody's worrying about voting for Sessions because they're worried that he won't actually win, I think that that's nonsense. I think the Republican nominee is going to beat Doug Jones anyways, regardless, no matter what. And by the way, if you're in Alabama, make sure you get out and vote tomorrow, and make sure you go and vote for the proven candidate in Jeff Sessions. So thanks for watching. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, join the Discord and subreddit, donate to the Patreon or subscribe, star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.